arts and crafts effort needs to go up a step, is what I'm saying.
Yeah. But you also need to be able to shoot good.
Yeah.
It's like that's the balance. Like awful looking gun, good shooting.
Yeah. I saw a little while ago, and then we're getting really off the rails here. This is nothing to do with 3D printing at all anymore. Someone tapped their Luger and they added an optic plate for an RMR to a Luger, and they were like shooting matches with it, and it was fucking awesome. And I want that.
I will give them points for shooting matches with the Luger.
Yeah, and they were
just
good.
Tapped it. Yeah, if they just tapped it to put an RMR on it and then left it on the shelf, I would be very angry.
But no, they were shooting matches with it, and not only did they tap it, they tapped like the reciprocating mast part. Like it was on the crossbar as part of the. So every time they shot, the RMR was pointing at the sky for just a second.
That's so hot.
You're listening to the Art and More podcast with your hosts, Nathan and B.R. Nathan is a Canadian illustrator with a couple years of military experience, and B.R. is a British anarchist that moved to the States. Both are passionate shooters and community builders. Together, they run the Seaburn art page. Enjoy the show.
This is a lot of really good, but you two are kind of like OGs of the, like, weird 2015 to 2019 like internet.
Don't give us that much credit, because I wasn't in the States in 2015, 2016. I got to the States in 2018.
Yeah, but we'll retroactively get your passport revoked or something.
I had some people on Twitter raging at me today because I was like, oh fuck, I don't want to get into the flag burning thing. But basically I was like, dude, this is like a basic like high school free speech test that they teach you. And now people are like, oh, fucking, deport this Brit. Like, he thinks he's more American than people. I'm like, I mean, I will say objectively, I am more American than a lot of motherfuckers in this country. But whatever, that's neither here nor there.
Yeah, but objectively, anyone who chooses to come here from another country to live is more American than an American who was born here.
Right? Like, you're seeking out the American thing. If you come here with, like, good intentions to do the American thing, that's pretty fucking American, but whatever,
motherfuckers here keep saying, I don't like guns and stuff, you're bad.
I guess just fucking deport me. I'm not American enough. But
we'll deport you to Super America.
Super America.
Super America, I'm down. I've been to Texas and it's not there, so
right? No, it's actually Canada.
Oh God. No, that ain't true.
Oh God. Or as we refer to it now as New Mumbai.
Well,
that's dark. That's fucking dark. Oh my God.
Nathan, don't say it. Okay, before we get any deeper on any of that, joining us is very special guest, Ctrl+Pew, Alex of Ctrl+Pew. As Nathan was saying, an OG of the gun space as we know it today. So thank you for joining us, man. Long time no see.
Yeah, happy to come on. I think I don't know if it was caught in the recording, but we were saying it's been e-militia since you and I were last in the same space talking about anything.
When was that? Like 2019?
So yeah, e-militia stuff started in like late 2018 and went into, I think 2022 is probably our last episode.
Because I was going to say, I got into this. I want to say like I met you guys in like the early 2020s. I got into this in 2019, but like my circle was pretty small. It was basically just like Mitch and like Reaper and a couple other people. Yeah. But yeah, you guys were two of the first that I ever came across. And it just blew my mind being like, yo, this fucking exists? Like,
it was the same thing.
You can say this stuff? You can just print a gun?
You just print a gun.
Yep.
Yeah, you can just do that. The government doesn't want you to know. In this case, quite literally, I'm not even doing a bit. They don't want you to know. You can just do that.
Yep. And I mean, I'm sure we'll get into the nitty gritty of that. But honestly, I was drinking from the fire hose when I first got here because I was like, all right, I want to talk like rebellious gun stuff with some people, and maybe I'll find like 20 people that are like me. And I found like go on Instagram, find people like Whiskey and Rebellion and all that kind of thing back in the day, and start coming across more and more people that are not just like shouting into the void, but people who are actually doing constructive stuff. So, people like yourself, Alex, over at Ctrl+Pew, like, can't stop the signal. When I saw people were like proliferating gun rights, having just moved to America, and knowing there's a whole world out there of people who have every right to arm themselves as much as any American does. Like, gun rights are, in my mind, and I think everyone who listens to this show, human rights. If you live under someone who has the power to step on you, you deserve the right to defend yourself. And unfortunately, every human being on this earth lives in such a paradigm.
Even us.
Yes.
No, 100%.
Yep.
Some more than others.
Yeah, 100%. It's a slider of like, how bad do you have it? And it's a great competition, but we're all losing in it. So
yeah.
But
you got a license for that opinion?
Not where I'm from, but I can say it here.
Oh my god, I forgot about that. The people getting arrested over Facebook stuff.
Oh yeah, dude, it's gotten so bad.
I saw so bad.
I let that slip my mind entirely.
See, people constantly send me things that are happening in England, and I'm like, wait, they're doing what now? Because it's been 7 years since I've been back, and people are like, oh yeah, this is a law now. They're showing me like all of the ID verification, like real ID verification to like, look at adult content. People think, oh, that's porn, fuck them. It's like, no, that's news stories.
Right.
That's a whole lot of stuff that you have to...
And anything that isn't Barney, and sometimes Barney.
Yeah. Like, you're looking up a, like, perhaps slightly controversial article on what's going on in, Israel and Gaza right now, and you have to put in your ID. So the government then has a record of which individual was looking at this content. And they can, every time you check content that requires you to do that, they are tracking everything. And certainly building a profile on you.
Oh, yeah.
Like, dude, holy
and then they hand that data off to Palantir, and they mix that in with all their other AI stuff, and then their AI says, oh, you're a terrorist, and then
It is actually crazy to me how quickly this happened, and like how organized it seems to be through the entire Western world. It's like in the last 2 years, suddenly everything's like, okay, AI-driven ID verification to check Facebook, and like...
Right.
Like all of this stuff being like, oh, it's to stop, the 16-year-olds from going on OnlyFans or fucking whatever. And it's like, things are definitely...
It starts at stopping 16-year-olds from going on OnlyFans. It ends at like, I don't know, every dissenting opinion.
Yeah, and it's these... Oh, sorry. It's these little like concessions where it's like, oh, well, no, this is a good thing. And like, I think all
for
three
the
of
kids.
us... Yeah, exactly. All three of us at face value, like, if someone brings that to you, you're like, yeah, that's ultimately probably a good thing. Like, porn is warping children's minds, like creating a bunch of like false expectations for a whole generation of people. And then like 2 steps later, you're like, oh, it's like outright just information restriction. Like just like that. Just these little concessions here and there. We're like, that's a good idea. That's a good use of this technology. That's not really that dystopian. Never mind. It got full dystopian in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And everyone just sat there and watched it happen. It's really funny.
Yeah. Because like, what do you do?
Man, the UK and Canada are fucking wild right now. Like, looking at the news from up north and like all the videos from England that I'm seeing of just like people getting arrested, like someone saying "Free Palestine" out loud, and like the police just swoop in and just take her.
Well, can I say something? Can I support Israel? Have you seen that video? Where
I did. It's
the protest is like, well, I'm saying "Free Palestine." Can I say like, I support Israel? Can I say that? Like, yeah, there's no problem with that. Like, would you arrest me for supporting Israel? No.
Yeah, I saw that. That was wild.
It's like, dude, what the fuck are we doing?
Yeah. God, in Canada, they've banned... And I don't think the AI age verification thing has happened there yet. I do think that's coming in the next couple of years. Chances are the only reason they haven't is money. Like money to implement the infrastructure. But now it's like you can't go into the woods, and you also can't look at news on social media at all. Like I kept my old plan.
You can't go into the literally can't go into the woods.
You cannot go into the woods.
You haven't heard about this thing in Nova Scotia?
No.
Yeah, and New Brunswick, and I think Manitoba. Like, it's spreading across the country.
What the fuck?
All right. So currently it's like a $28,000 fine. It's Canadian dollars, so it's fake money, but it's fake money.
Real dollars, but they don't have that.
Yeah. But isn't it like the framing of it? It's like a climate lockdown thing, right?
It's we haven't had it. Like it's really likely there's going to be a wildfire if y'all go into the woods. So it's fire season, like there is a fire season every fucking year. But by the way, like out here, there's a lot of fire seasons, but very anal about like clearing brush and doing like controlled burns of the dry brush and things like that. And like they actually fund firefighting efforts and do a lot of work on making sure that doesn't happen. They don't ban you from going into the woods. In Canada, if you go into the woods, even your own private property, nope, $25,000 fine. I think, as you said, yeah, it's $28,000. I don't know what, like on paper it's 25, but the guy who got it got 28. Yeah, and like I saw videos that there's people like volunteers and moms and stuff, like usually middle-aged white women patrolling around outside of the entrances of national parks, calling the police on people that go in. Like genuinely, like I hope you have your house burnt down by like, I don't know, a person, not a wildfire.
You know, I would wish actual arson on them also.
Yes, right.
I don't even have words for that level of HOA board behavior.
Yeah, like, actually,
that's wild.
And you know what's still happening? Fucking wildfires.
Yeah, imagine that.
Yeah.
We did it, Patrick. We saved the city.
But like people are just okay with it. They're like, yeah, this is just to protect everyone. Like, oh well, we really need to. Like, you know, everywhere is not going through a dry spell right now. It's wild to me what people are okay with if you give them a little bit. Like
Oh, like I don't want to derail us too much, but it's this exact thing. Like when people say to you or I, Nathan, when they're like, oh, you know, why'd you move to America? You should have stayed where you were and like fought for your country. It's like they don't want us to fight for them, dude. They want this stuff. This is like,
I was going to say, like
the masses. This is exactly the kind of like society they want to live in, and it's like, dude, okay, I'm not going to save you from myself. Like 500 me's and people like me aren't going to save you from yourselves. Yeah. Like, have it, dude. I'm going to go somewhere where this culture is completely different.
Actually like me. Yeah. Like I swear to God, and you know, this is a satirical podcast, and you know, everything I say is just for fun. It's just me being a silly I'm just a silly guy. I'm a little guy. I would be dead or in prison right now if I stayed. Like there's no two ways around it. Like,
I would have
I don't know if I would have taken anyone with me, but I'd be dead or in prison.
Yep.
Like that sounds about right. I think because I've been in many other countries, if I lived in any of them for any amount of time, dead or in prison. Yeah.
Just not built for that kind of to live in a cage. Like
can't do it.
Man. No.
Cannot do it.
So I mean, to that point, 3D printed guns, the topic of conversation here. They are the key to escape that cage should you be born into one, potentially.
Yes.
So
look, I like to think of it as a key ring, one of the ones you buy on Amazon with like all of the construction equipment keys on it, like one of those multi-sets. It's just one of those many keys, 3D
yeah, like the
guns.
Silcock key, the all of that. Yeah, I have a set of those. Yeah, it's good just in case.
Set. Yeah,
it's a secret tool.
And also the code to start this equipment is usually part of the VIN number on the vehicle. If it's one of the new ones and it requires a startup code.
That's incredible.
Very good to know.
So two bits of knowledge, and we're 12 minutes in.
Hell yeah! And it's only going to get better. So, Alex, as we alluded to, like years ago, a lot of listeners won't even know I ran this show, but we had a show called the E-Militia Podcast, which way back in the day, even before. Actually, a decent bit before COVID.
Yeah.
We were talking about all sorts of topics in regards to liberty, freedom, and generally being a more independent human being. And the 3D printed gun community were a particular favorite of ours because it's one of those things that is, super practical, hands-on. Just doing it is a statement of individual freedom. It's like a really cool hobby. And, it's not just a hobby in the States. Like we see it now the world over, how 3D printing has massively impacted human beings' ability to free themselves. Like we look over at Myanmar, and we have people, freeing themselves with the FGC-9 and using it to get to, using them they're building those things like a factory and then using them to acquire more arms and free themselves from the junta over there. So crazy stuff.
They took it like we had hoped the French would take to the Liberator way back in the day. for those of you history unaware, back in World War II, the American government was alleged to have dropped, Liberator pistols, little single shot 45s all over France. They didn't do very many of them. It was a better idea than a concept.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the people of Myanmar have really taken to that and to our 3D printable FGC9 project and really run with it in that spirit. They've used it to knock over, local military-backed police forces and other small units and arm themselves off of, those individuals. Your standard battlefield kit swap. And then carry on with their merry retaking of their country.
Yeah, and that is like incredible to have been born. Essentially, like a concept born in a garage is now across the world, like liberating people. And just like that, the concept is proven. Like we've been saying it for years. You can't stop the signal, and once these files exist, they are out there. They are in every corner of the earth. I don't think there is not a single continent where you can't find these files in some form.
Nope. There are people in China who have entire repositories of our 3D printed files. They're up to date too. So they're better repositories than most of the people who live in America and don't print anything. They just download all the files.
Oh no, that's me.
Right. Stares intently. Anyway,
that's fine. That's fine. I take my licks on this show.
Hey guys, we're taking a quick break to talk about staying sharp and protected in any temperature extreme with our newest supporter of the show, Qore Performance, the experts in thermoregulation gear. Qore Performance provide cooling, heating, and hydration solutions that seamlessly integrate with your kit, whether you're rocking a plate carrier, chest rig, heavy pack, or just hitting the trail for a hike or run. The ice plate and ice flask are game changers. Wearable water bottles you fill with drinkable water, freeze overnight for cooling, or fill with warm water for heating. These are worn against your back or on your flanks and keep you cool during intense range sessions, competition shooting, or field work, protecting against heat exhaustion. Or, alternatively, keeping you warm when static in the freezing cold, guarding against hypothermia. As it melts, you stay refreshed with ice-cold drinking water, or provides you with warm water in the extreme cold. Even without the thermal benefits, Ice Plate and Ice Flask are rugged hydration solutions built for those, like myself, who have popped soft bladders. They take the water you're already carrying and give it dual purpose to help you overcome extreme temperatures and stay effective when others are focused on survival. I've been using Qore Performance since 2022 to conquer Arizona's heat and train year-round in the Southwest. I've been a fanboy for a long time. Nathan and Phil also rock this stuff. I think Qore's equipment is seriously differential from most offerings in the gear world, and now they're supporting the show. Aside from Ice Plate and Ice Flask, they also make an excellent ultralight hydrophobic plate carrier, which I run, the Ice Plate Exo Gen 3, and have ventilated padding called Ice Vents, which don't trap heat and sweat like legacy foam padding. Check out QorePerformance.com and use code ArtandWar10 for 10% off. Every purchase with our code supports the show. Links are in the description and our link tree. Thanks for listening. Now let's get back to the show.
Do you have a printer?
I do. I have an Ender 3 that has been thoroughly neglected, which is some. I just moved too much, but that's something we can get into a little bit because, back in the day, the recommendation was get an Ender 3, get some files, start printing.
The hardest step was taking the printer out of the box, and it still is.
Yes. Unfortunately, I'm quite retarded.
Same.
Nathan actually set up my Ender 3 and we did a test print at my last place, and now it's been moved again and has been jostled in the move, so I'm fucked. But things have moved on quite a bit. This was back we started talking to you in 2019. Ender 3 was kind of the recommendation back then. Yep. What has changed in the world of 3D printing, Alex?
I think the entire 3D printing machine industry has grown about. They've graduated 2 or 3 times now. So the Ender 3 was a well copied device in 2018. Currently, we've moved on to the Bamboo Lab. If you want something really close sourced, or
fucking love Bamboo.
Yeah, we have some mixed feelings about them. They make good printers, but yes. They are not exactly consumer friendly. And we can touch on that a little bit.
I'm curious. I think it is very closed source, but I found it, for lack of a better phrase, pretty retard proof. But I've also been printing for quite a long time, so I could be taking some things for granted.
No, it is very retard proof. The ease of use factor is like an up and down, right? So it's very easy to use because it's a closed source system and the company controls all of it, so they can really tune in what they want it to do. However, that makes it really easy for any government to say, "Hey, 3D printer company, we want you to implement controls over what kind of files that your people can print, and if it matches these signatures, then you're not allowed to. You need to prevent them from printing it."
Yeah.
And so then they do an OTA update, and then you can't print what you want to print anymore. And that starts with like, something innocuous, like not something innocuous, something like a 3D printed gun. And it ends with anything with the Warner Brothers logo embedded on it. So it's a slope of sort of freedom that you give up by choosing that kind of printer.
I agree. I'm a little worried that I'm hoping that someone just cracks all the DRM.
Right.
I have from the very beginning kept my Ender offline. I mean, not Ender. Sorry, my Bamboo offline. Mm-hmm. Like it has touched my phone's hotspot once to do an update, and that's it. But
do you when you slice your files, do you move them over via SD card?
I slice my files on my computer, and I have Bamboo. Not that I'm doing anything bad; it's just a habit. Firewalled from the internet, like the slicer.
The slicer is firewalled from the internet.
Yes.
Interesting. Okay.
This is too Asian for me. I don't follow.
It's
fair.
It's probably
fair way
unnecessary.
To implement it. No, it's absolutely necessary.
Yeah.
If their slicer can call home, it can prevent you from printing.
Yes, and it has no internet access on its own.
Okay, good. You've done it properly.
Yes.
Canadian.
Yeah. There are a great many people I've talked to, and this is on the rare occasion when I take one of these questions from someone on Twitter or Instagram or whatever in my DMs, where they've just hooked it up to their Wi-Fi, and then they become security conscious about, well, what am I printing? What if they know? I'm like, they do know. Your file, your slicer sent them a unique hash of the file that you sent to your printer. Yeah. They already know.
Yeah, everything is run through an SD card for me.
Right.
Everything.
Okay.
Like a standard printer that I've been printing on since 2014. So, yeah.
Good times.
Part of it was like, that's how I'm used to printing. I grew up with, Prusa, eventually an Ender. Like when I decided to put, my first printer was like a Quiddy Tech.
Right.
Like one of the really old Markforged clones. And I moved up to eventually Ultimaker. And when I moved here, I just didn't take the Ultimaker with me. Bought a Prusa on site. But I also live in northern Idaho, so I'm not really too concerned about any of this.
Right.
That
you can literally tell your police buddies you're printing heinous stuff, and they'd be like, cool.
Oh, yeah. It's the police have heinous stuff. The police sell heinous stuff at the gun show.
You're printing auto sears playing pokers with your sheriff's department in the basement in the next room.
The funniest thing is walking through an Idaho gun show and looking for the felonies, because you'll find at least like 5, minimum.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
I need to come up to your gun shows. My gun shows are boring.
Yeah.
You should just come see Idaho at some point in general. I think you'd have fun.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
We'll make a date of it. I think last time I was in Idaho, it was to get gas on my way to California.
Ooh.
How did that even happen? Where are you coming from?
I want to say somewhere in Minnesota.
That is a kind of like, did you go across the country west and then straight down?
Pretty much.
Okay, that makes a little more sense.
Yeah, I had a stop in like Seattle or something.
Okay, that makes sense. You would have had to cut through bumblefuck area of Idaho to get there, I think.
There is a lot of bumblefuckery.
Yeah.
Those are my favorite spots, though. You meet some very real Western Americans out there.
The last good American, though.
Yeah.
Anyway, so back to printers, though. Bamboo's good. Closed source, though, so if you're like concerned about any of that, or want to minimize your footprint, probably don't start with that one.
So real quick on that. So like when you say like they can stop you from like doing things, how do they brick your stuff, or does it just like restrict certain kinds of files?
They don't do anything yet.
They don't do anything yet. So there have been multiple government requests, like open letters and stuff, asking 3D printing companies, asking file hosting services to to stop sharing these things and figure out ways to block them.
Gotcha.
So like, this should be obvious, but if you're going to 3D print a gun, don't download it off Thingiverse, right?
Yeah.
Go to sources that you can trust for this sort of thing, who aren't run by probably communists. I don't know who runs Thingiverse, but
Yes.
probably don't start with the liberal technogarchy to download your files. Go somewhere. Go to a more trusted source.
Yes.
I'd say go to Ctrl+Pew.com, but never trust the guy who tells you to go use him as a source. So
yes,
do your own research.
Yeah, the strange ocean I quite enjoy.
Yeah.
The odd sea, if you will.
Yeah. The very I don't have another pun offhand.
Some other third
the weird lake.
I started, but yeah, got nothing.
Yeah. As much as I hate Reddit for being just like the communist soylent hellscape that it is, there's two places that I really like on it, which are r/gun accessories for sale for being a cheap fuck like me, and r/Fosscad, FOSSCAD, which is just kind of like a pit full of developers that, some are there, some aren't, but you see some of the cool stuff that people can do. It's against the rules to post any links there, but you can educate yourself quite a bit from kind of the openness of it. There's almost everything is there in some disorganized fashion or other.
It's a good spot to check. If you don't know where to go, r/Fosscad is probably a good place to start.
Yeah, and that's like surface level internet stuff. There's nothing really spicy or weird or strange about it. But
right, it's a very normal place for domestic terrorists to collect and 3D print guns.
Yeah,
the audience will be relieved to hear that.
Yes,
I do what I can. I know I know how to pander to my people.
Oh fuck.
Yeah.
Sorry, I interrupted you on printers. So aside from like bamboos, is there any other major developments in terms of like what people should be looking at?
Yeah. So yeah, the bamboo is a good place. Is a good printer, bad system, not great company.
Yeah.
You mentioned your first printer was a Cheaty Tech.
Yeah.
Cheaty is made Chitty.
I always call it Quiddy.
Yeah, it's Chinese. They don't know how to pronounce it either. But they actually made a really good printer. It's the X4 Plus, and the X2 is just released from them. They're bamboo clones, so they're using what's called a Qore XY system to drive their printer. Basically replaces all the rods with belts, makes everything a lot faster, a lot smoother. But it's currently about half the price of a bamboo. So about $600-$700. And then it's also like it's using it's open source firmware. So it's all publicly available online. If there's a version later that comes out that starts to, gate stuff off and implement some kind of blocking for whatever files, then the source code is out there. You can just get it and update your machine and do what you want with it. They're using an open source slicer, so again, you don't have that restriction of a single entity controlling the software, the hardware, the things that you're using to make things. So there's really minimal sort of instances where a bad actor could step into the middle of it and interrupt your ability to produce whatever it is you want to do. Along that line, FlashForge has got good printers in the same format. The Adventure 5 Pro is on Amazon for like $500. There's a bunch of others. I do keep a pretty good running list. It's over at theguide.controlp.com. Good resource if you're trying to get started, but I make a lot of recommendations there, and I try and keep it pretty up to date with what's sort of the most economical decisions for 3D printers and a bunch of different price categories.
Yeah, because it used to just be like straight up every single time, no matter who we talk to, Ender 3. Ender 3 was the answer. And now with that market kind of exploding, it's kind of like, what do you want to do?
Yeah.
Well, the Ender 3 used to be the best, and then people would add on little tiny features that you could add on to your Ender 3 for $20. They might make your life a little easier. But these machines, like, they're an Ender 3 with $20 in add-ons, and they want to charge $800 for it. And economically, it didn't make sense for anyone to be like, I bought an $800 printer, I'm going to print the moon.
Yeah.
No, you're not. But anyway, So, there was a rule back in the day where it's you only pay more than the $300 for something that's larger, if you want to deal with the headache of having a larger printer, because it is a lot more difficult to deal with. But the market sort of exploded. The technology has evolved probably 3 or 4 times in the last 5 years. 3 or 4 different generations of products, and so now we're at that sort of the sort of stage where that top of the line printer you can really have for $600.
That's pretty crazy.
Yeah, the top of the line
say
commercial
it's good
printer.
Because I kind of want to back up to the Bamboo that can still do filled nylons and whatnot.
Yeah, the Qidi X4 is probably what I would pick. All things considered.
I read somewhere that they had some ribbon cable breaking issues. Sorry, I'm doing research on it because I kind of want to buy one.
The old version, from like a year ago, or the version that they were doing a little over a year ago was having a problem with the internal chamber heater. Where it was sort of burning out the control board.
Yeah.
But then they addressed that and they repaired it all of the ones they had done previously. So
okay, that's good to know.
That's been fixed. I haven't heard about the ribbon cable problem. I don't know anything about that.
Yeah, that's something I read that was happening fairly early on, because I'm really interested when there's a new kind of Bamboo competitor, because I think if you're going to get into 3D printing, you may as well get into something that can print like filled nylons, ASA, all of that stuff, because while PLA is really cool, I just like the capabilities and the material sciences, what different things you can make with that without elaborating and fed posting too much. It unlocks a lot of, like the Nylog, for instance.
Yep.
Like the fact that you can just print the serialized part on a Steyr AUG is the upper. And
yes.
If you have a printer that can do filled nylons, you can just make one. You can make an AUG. And they work really well.
I wish that was a project that would go through an actual release with the catalog, because that's one of those ones that I keep seeing around and I hear it does really well, but I haven't actually seen the instructions or anything else for it yet. I know they're out there, but I haven't my plate is so full of builds right now. I haven't gone to go look for a new one. But yeah, I think most printers anymore are going to be generally capable of that. So to do any kind of filled nylon or nylon in general, you probably want you want to look for a printer with a hot end that goes above 300. So like 350 or so. There will be some exceptions, but that should be most of the printers above $600 should be able to do that. I'm trying to think of one that isn't.
Yeah.
None of them come to mind.
The Prusas, like stock Prusas out of the box.
Right.
Yeah, I had a Prusa Mark III, and I had to do quite a bit of work to it to get it to do this stuff.
Yeah, Prusa is a special one that I don't ever pay much attention to, just because they're Prusa.
Yeah, and Craftbot also, I think.
Yeah.
I had one of those too, and I quite liked it. But
did they go out of business? I haven't heard from Craftbot in a long time.
They're in like Croatia or something, I think. Mm-hmm. Like I actually really liked mine when none of this was really a factor, and but it is like a closed ecosystem. It was basically like before affordability really became a thing in the printing space, like before Enders were really a thing, and like after the Ender was a thing, affordable enclosed printers kind of are everywhere now. Right. Craftbot came before that. I want to say I bought mine in like 2017 or something. Like maybe 2016. And for the time it was excellent, because my immediate comparison were like cheap bottom of the barrel stuff or my Ultimaker, and it was a lot closer to the Ultimaker than it was like the cheap crap that I owned.
Right.
Yeah.
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
I mean, to give people like a little bit of context on kind of like how far all of this has come, like 3D printers used to be just a complete DIY job in your garage, basically, right?
Yeah,
Like before,
it started as a university project with like 6 or 7 people working in the lab one day, and they made one that you could buy some of the parts for off of like, this was like early days Amazon too. So as you could buy some of the parts off of like eBay and a couple other places, and you could convince someone else who had made a 3D printer to print you the other parts that you needed, all the bracketing and stuff. And then after about a week of tinkering, you could have a 3D printer that kind of worked.
yeah,
Yeah, and then I want to say I don't know where it went from there, but then like 2 years later, a handful of companies out of China had made basically what looked like an Ender 3, and then that was for sale on Amazon. And then from there, it's just been kind of nuts with companies springing up and different variations on the theme and different evolutions of the printers themselves and the technology that drives them. So it's been kind of nutty.
yeah. I mean, and now we live in like a additive manufacturing world where like it doesn't really matter what you buy. I bought some like furniture the other day that included in its parts was some clearly 3D printed like plastic tools to use in assembling it. I'm like, oh,
Mm-hmm.
it's just everywhere. I mean, we've got like straight up very good suppressor companies using additive manufacturing to
Yeah.
make their suppressors. It's just a thing that people do for conventional manufacturing these days. So it's kind of just the world we live in now.
Yep. It's been a trip, to be honest. It's wild to see how much traditional manufacturing has moved over to 3D printing.
I agree. And I think within the next couple of years, I'm hoping, and this is just me being optimistic, we start to get like desktop Inconel, like desktop laser metal sintering, things like that. And I'm starting to see like smaller and smaller businesses get these machines, and they're getting cheaper and cheaper. I remember when they were like $500,000 and then a quarter million, then 100,000. Now they're in the tens of thousands. I think within the next few years, we're going to see that technology kind of made cheap enough that you or I could just have one. And that'd be really so cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Imagine desktop Form 1 Inconel prints. Like,
so there is an open source project called SLS for All.
Really?
Yeah, and it's a DIY garage built SLS printer. And I think right now the guy is able to successfully do like nylon powders in a pretty small format. It's like 100 millimeters by 100 millimeters, right? But I mean, this machine would cost you $30,000, $40,000. So, you can probably build it for under 10. I'm just trying to find the actual name of it. I think it's SLS for All. Sounds about right.
It's funny how that is kind of starting where, plastic 3D printed was, and now we're just seeing that kind of also, now that everything's been proliferated so much, it's like, oh no, we can do this with that now. Like, what want to see me do it again?
I think whatever they're doing there is what's going to evolve into sort of the DIY sort of home community metal printing.
Yeah.
I hope so anyway. I don't know.
Oh
it's a promising time. It's still there's still a lot happening, which is, I sort of half expected all of this 3D printing stuff to sort of like, peter out, but it's kind of gone nuts. So
yeah, it's wild how big it's gotten. Entire companies have basically like parts kit sections to like KAK is one that I like. They have products made specifically for 3D printed projects, like the Nylog.
Yeah,
like that is specific to the Nylog. That's not something that anyone's going to buy for their OG because it doesn't work. Like it is for 3D printing.
right.
I saw a guy on Foscad the other day just like printing metal super safeties just on his own on a desktop SLS printer of some kind. And
yeah,
I don't know how good that is yet, but
well, there are some other things about that sort of make me nervous, but
I'm curious. Is it like the metallurgy?
no, it's that they're made in China.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
And he
I've
probably
heard
just
that. Like,
had them yeeted over.
yeah, he had
And
photos of his whole process. I will say that it was just like a guy, and I don't know if he was selling them or not. It was just like he had the pictures of like the laser sintering process going on ostensibly his printer, and then the prints afterward looked pretty rough, like a cheaper SLS printer would do. I don't think he was selling them, but I also don't know.
yeah.
We live in sketchy times.
Yeah.
Be careful who you buy shit from on the internet, people.
Yeah, as weird as it
Yeah.
is to say, I would figure like CNCing in China would probably be cheaper and like less finishing work than what this guy was doing.
Right. There's
Yeah.
a slew of other problems. I don't want to speak at a turd with it, but
No, it's okay. I want to
like,
know.
gun parts being made overseas is like the one remaining realm of ear that still has any merit or any actual impact.
Yeah.
And so you
Sig
got to
would
get
know a thing or two about that.
yeah, you got to do all sorts of paperwork to do that, and then it becomes a much larger problem with what you're doing. So anyway, it's a funny bit of haha, and I hope that he's done it properly and isn't running afoul of anything. Anyway,
Yeah.
No, that's
God
fair.
bless America.
Yeah,
God
seriously.
bless America.
Yeah.
So I think we've jumped around a little bit, but in the year of our Lord 2025, if someone has yet to touch 3D printing, like, how would you guide them in?
Well,
If someone was like, I want to get into this, this sounds good.
If someone came up to me in the street and said, "Hey, how do I 3D print a gun?" First off, I would check them for wires. Second, I would smack them and ask them what the hell is wrong with them. And then third, I would send them to the guide.controlpew.com.
Perfect.
Yeah,
The guide.controlpew.com. Don't go there. Don't go there. It's bad.
It's definitely not a place for minors. You shouldn't go there unless you're over the age of 18, because free speech isn't free anymore or something. Really, it's a website. It's my website. I have a guide on there that walks you through most of 3D printing in general, setting up a 3D printer. We also talk about new releases coming out of the catalog, and we're trying to expand that into other groups in the community, but they're not organized, so it's hard to nail them down and get an actual, like, okay, give me the instructions for the Nylog, for example. Things of that nature. But yeah, so it's just a website where I do silly things. We're gonna
you
start.
have some bit of a blog on there too, don't you?
I do have a bit of a blog on there. We're gonna start getting into more editorial stuff over the next year. We've just been really tied up with everything else going on.
You like opening a new kind of. You're a little entrepreneur. I don't even know how
we're all over the map.
Yeah.
I'll give you the rundown on those if you want. But
Go for it, man.
So along with Control+Pew, we're getting the YouTube channel back up. We've been deleted 11 times by YouTube now.
Nice.
Going for number 12. Along with the start of that, we're going to start a new build project where we're basically going to try and build every gun. We're going to try and build every 3D printed gun that's been released.
Give me every gun.
I want all the guns, and so my already impressive gun wall can get a little bit more impressive.
Hell yeah.
So yeah, that'll be a video project that comes out. It'll feed back into Control+Pew proper, the website, as like a build review sort of series where basically I'm going to be rating, how difficult it is to build any guns. I'll actually give you an answer on which ones you should start with, because they'll be relatively easy and not be frustratingly, like, mind-numbingly painful.
Yes. What would you suggest? Say, someone's listening to this for the sheer, like, hey, what's a good first project? My answer is probably going to be very different than yours, but I'd say a fucking Glock 19. But what would you suggest?
I mean, Glock 19s are probably a standard. Like, parts availability is crazy.
Yeah, you can do the entire build off of eBay for a couple $100.
Yeah, Glock 19. The parts are fiddly, but They're well documented. The builds are well documented. You can get instructions anywhere under the sun. Outside of that, I would probably pick a Mac.
Yeah,
Slightly
you can
larger.
super safe those now, I believe.
You can super safe them now. Prints are slightly larger. They take a little longer to do, but I mean, it's two big chunky parts that you slap together.
Yes.
It's one pin that holds the whole thing together and an AR fire control group. So in terms of difficulty, it's like, can I pick my nose? Yes. Can I build this gun? Also, yes.
Excellent. Can you do both at the same time?
Yes, actually.
Incredible.
You can probably put it together with one hand.
I've actually been looking into one. Not to shill you. I'm doing this on your behalf because I know you well enough to know you won't shill yourself. Don't you have like a line on Mac uppers to like make that build easy?
Yeah, I do. Funny
I've
you
been
should
wanting
mention.
to do one, so I'm asking mostly for
crazy.
myself. Yeah, because I want a fun little thing for just like, oh no, like I like a biker flipped me off and I flipped him back off and now there's 18 bikers, trying to run me off the road.
Right.
I have a super safe Mac. I'm joking. This is not legal advice.
This is totally satire, probably.
Yes, this is a satirical podcast.
Definitely not a reenactment of a factual event that happened on April 15th, 1995.
R.I.P. Martha.
I'm so sorry, Martha.
But yeah, so if you're interested in Mac or any other parts for that matter, head over to MAF Corp. That's maf-arms.com. Yeah, that's a company that I run with my buddy Matt, who's also Fudbusters.
Yes, I love Fudbusters. I actively want to get him on the show sometime too. He's another.
Fate is legendary.
Yes,
I'll remind him to get in touch with you.
Hell yeah.
That would be fucking awesome. But yes, MAF Arms, dash arms. Maybe you'll see some of my work on there. Maybe not. I don't know. I haven't been to your site in a minute.
Actually, do you want a code?
Sure.
Okay, it's we'll do like Art of War for you guys.
Art and War 10. Art and War, whatever. Yeah. Just Art and War. Sure. Okay. If you're listening to this, we did not plan this out. No kickbacks. Just I want you to print guns. I want to radicalize people. Get guns. Build guns.
Mo guns, mo better.
Yes, mo guns, mo better.
We'll heal the world with firearms.
Yeah.
We'll do Art War. ARTWAR.
Beautiful. All right.
Is it caps specific or is it just like Art War?
Does not matter.
Hell yeah.
But
okay, guys, I guess we have a code. Yeah, go build guns. Go out, my children. Build unserialized firearms.
That's the dad advice already sorted out for this episode. build unserialized firearms.
Yes, which is again legal in most states, and if it's not, there's a reason that they're unserialized. You can't stop the signal. This is not legal advice. Follow your local laws and regulations. We love the police here, and also governments.
Yeah.
I see BR's face being like, you can't even joke about that, motherfucker.
I saw physical pain.
I saw physical pain. Okay.
Ooh, did not like that, but we'll push through.
There was a caption that popped up.
Yeah.
Do what, sir?
There was a caption like from Fallout. Everyone disliked that.
Yeah. Guys, I see a man with a small hat and really long sideburns standing outside my window, and he's got like a Beretta 71. He just gave me a nod and walked away.
Reasonable.
I think we're safe for now.
3 trillion more to Israel for that joke. So Lord. In terms of like the how things have been changing in the 3D printed space, like the community, I'm sure, has only grown more and more. We were joking, I don't know if that was on or off, about how the Venn diagram of being a 3D printed gun guy and being a furry. Are the accusations true? What does the community look like these days? It seems like just so fucking chaotic. Whenever I see 3D printed guns shooting competitions or any kind of community events, like it is insane. The outfits people are rocking and just the general vibe of these things. Like, what is going on?
Yeah.
Well, we're usually, I think people need to, if people interact with us in the real world, they need to remember that we're a group of silly people from the internet.
Yeah, that's fair.
And so, like the last couple of years, we've gone to AK Masters, which is a fairly serious AK competition. And we've showed up in our usual fashion. We had a couple like Arab sheiks last year.
Beautiful.
People running Dracos, and a couple people brought machine gun Dracos, like actual machine gun ones.
Hell yeah.
Handful of people running 3D printed builds at these competitions, and so far with our stats, we have. So our first year, we filled up two squads at AK Master, which is like 40 people. This last year we did, I think it was two like complete squads. So like a hard 40 people. Next year, the head count is already at like 45, 50 people. So it's just expanding a little bit. And in a couple more years, we'll take over most of the competition. It's gotten so popular amongst some of our Twitter group that we've essentially, so they were doing a match in December, another AK themed match, and they canceled it for some reason. And then one of the guys in our tangential sort of community said, "You know what? I'll host the match." So he's organizing the match now, and it's part of our larger collection of idiots from the internet. So that's about what it looks like. Where there's a handful of, actually there is a furry who does the shooting match with us.
Of course there is.
Yeah.
Of fucking course.
Of course. Yeah, it's, as far as the broader community goes, I mean, it's your standard internet sort of collection of people. We've been adopted a lot more by like the left leaning people, which is kind of weird to me, but
yeah,
I expected like the hard right sort of politically aligned, we like government type people, and then I expected the more like right leaning, we like the government but we also make moonshine, and so so it's, I wasn't expecting an adoption from like the left side of the political aisle. But I mean, it's happened in a big way. There's a lot of, I know, like Yeezy's become a pretty big name out there on the internet. He's pretty far, I guess. I don't know. He's more left than anything else, but I don't know what he would call himself anymore.
yeah.
Angry.
Yeah, that's about right.
Aren't we all?
Yeah. Basically, everyone who's pissed off at the government right now is like, maybe I should 3D print a gun.
Yeah.
The pendulum swings both ways. I do think like there's probably a little bit of that factor in like people who are, and I'm trying to find a way to word this that is like people are going to take long the least. Not even getting me. I don't give a fuck. It's more over like
this show should have been canceled, but no one cares
many times
to try.
with a bullet. But I'm trying to think of a way. I feel like, and this isn't saying all the 3D printing people are like this, but it's like a lot of very online people get into this, and I don't necessarily think that's like good or bad, but it is like. I feel like a lot of online havens are kind of radical leftist places, which might explain a little bit of that. That being said, too, also like the correlation of what city or country that you live in and the politics there, and like what you kind of take up versus, like the right wing havens where you can actually just go and buy a fucking gun, maybe.
Right.
That and I think I know a lot of 3D printing people out here, and I think only like one or two of them are distinctly. I'm trying to avoid politics as much as I can with this. I think only one or two of them. One of them is a fat communist, and and the others like I don't know, like a little bit of a university activist, and the rest of them are just like politically agnostic or kind of conservative. Is like who you'd figure would be the 3D printing gun guys, but
Right.
I do feel like a lot of the people who get really into it are the sort of people who are really, really online all the time, and that generally tends to lean a little left.
There's a type, right? The hyper
Yeah.
autistic forum kid, or
Yes, that's exactly it.
Well, it's there are two types of hyper autistic forum kids. There's the liberal, like, I don't know how to deal with my my sexuality type forum kid, and then there's the I'm gonna look at tanks all day forum kid.
Yes,
God bless.
And 3D
That's
printing
most of our
attracts both of those, and the Venn diagram where they and like normal people too. I don't want to like throw people off being
no, we don't have any of those. There are no normal people
not
here.
a one.
If you're not a weirdo, get fucked.
Yes, but like you don't need to be a gay communist furry, is what I'm trying to say.
Right?
Like,
actually, that is a prerequisite to get into GunCAD.
I'm getting rid of my printer. BR, would you like a bamboo?
I will just print all of the guns straight away and get every bamboo in the universe bricked.
Next time I see you, you're going to have like ears, like you're going to have cat ears.
No,
you're on the fucking maid outfit.
Oh God, please no. If I have one role on War is to hold us as far away from the anime bullshit that creeps in. No.
For you, I'm gonna make a gun.
God damn it!
Yes,
you're gonna hate it.
Hey, I'm happy with every next firearm that enters the world.
Not this one. Trust me, I'll fuck it right up.
Beautiful.
It's gonna have its own maid outfit just for you.
Oh hell yes!
It's gonna be called B.R Senpai.
No.
It's going into closed beta next week.
Yeah, we're gonna make this happen. It's gonna have light, like LED lights on it. It's gonna blink weird shit. It's gonna make weird anime girl noises. We're gonna fuck it right up.
Gender bent BR making the anime porn face.
Just
I'm sure there's an AI that can do that.
Oh, 100% there is.
Yeah.
If not an AI, someone in the Discord will draw it for you and have you the files by like Monday. So
there's a couple of very talented artists in there. I don't doubt this at all.
All right, he said it. Y'all heard it. Make it happen.
God damn it! This is not the first time awful things have been created to spite me. So bring it on.
Spite is a powerful creative force.
It is one of the best motivators out there, and people love my pain. So yay! God damn it! Where do we go from here?
Straight to hell.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
So, like, these days, I think we are more or less way past you're gonna blow your fingers off. I mean, now we have like so many guns that are in the thousands of rounds, and like the evidence is just like everywhere. Mm-hmm. Do you still get opposition from people when you tell them what you do, like in the gun space, talking to other people?
No, I feel like most of the time, unless it's some like guy who just discovered Twitter and his account is literally 1 day old, or which is also a good sign that he made his account to troll us. I don't really get a lot of that. It's more like my favorite response ever to someone finding out what it is that I do is it was a gal I went to church with, and she was like asking me all these questions. I was explaining to her all about 3D printing guns. And she looked at me and says, "Wait, are you like one of those domestic terrorists I'll hear about on the news?" I'm like, "That's probably what they'll sell you." But shy of that, it's really just sort of like broad curiosity is what I get. So it's like you have one of those liberal dinner parties and you're having an intellectual discussion, and then you get into it, and 20 minutes later you're still like covering the basics of 3D printing with these people. So I mean, it's more, curiosity. A lot of the people I talk with they're like people who build things, like work with their hands. And so the concept of like building something is not a foreign thing to them. It's not an intellectual pursuit. They're more interested in how you do it.
I've noticed a lot of that. Like a lot of bike guys and car guys and all that kind of thing are like, oh fuck yeah, I can make a gun in my garage. Like I'm so sorry to all the listeners who have to hear me say garage a billion. I've seen Alex smile a couple of times when I do it, but no, like you tell them that they have that capability basically at their fingertips if they own a 3D printer, and they're like, oh shit, and then they're away to the races, and before you know it, they're like a dev.
Yeah, it's amazing to me. I've talked to a couple guys who did like. They're really into cars, so they got a 3D printer to help them manufacture stuff for their cars. And then like, wait, I can 3D print guns too. And so then they started,
a gun guy.
Right. Shock of all shocks, they also like guns, and so then they started 3D printing guns. And so there's a lot of that sort of cross pollination. The gun thing isn't anymore. It's not the first thing that people do when they get a 3D printer. Like 3D printers have been around long enough. The technology's been around long enough that a bunch of other hobbies have sort of picked it up, and they just didn't realize that, oh yeah, you can also do these other cool things with it too.
Yeah.
Like 3D printing guns. And so it's just, it's something that didn't occur to them until we had that discussion, and they're like, oh, holy shit. And then they immediately went home and ran off a Glock or a Mac or something else. And they've been 3D printing long enough. Like they didn't need any to fiddle with anything, because it's the same settings that they would use to 3D print a car part.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, it was, for them, it was a really quick pickup. So that's most of what I get anymore is like people who've been around 3D printing, use it for something else. And then they're like, oh yeah, that's neat.
Yeah. That is a majority of the people I've met who are into printing guns as well. They're just like tinkerers. Yeah, just tinkerers, like people who really, really like to make stuff with their hands and just want to build cool projects. And also sometimes poor people.
Sometimes,
but always tinkerers.
Yeah,
I think that's like a fundamental trait of Americans.
Yeah,
I feel like it's more prominent here than like in most other places.
Yes, 100%.
I'd agree with that.
That being said, I will say, kind of from experience, 3D printing is very prolific in a lot of different countries. In Canada, a lot of people were doing it, and they weren't even particularly political people. It was just people who wanted to have, especially after 2020, kind of when everything exploded and when the assault weapon ban happened. I knew a couple people who were like, yeah, fuck it. I'm going to get into this. And, I think it's a lot more common than people expect. A couple hundred people got arrested in a sting. And I think that sting was entirely just like people who bought rail kits from a really, really sketchy, basically like a Fed honeypot.
Yeah.
But the amount of people who aren't doing that, like, it's really easy if you know what you're doing. Like, and I bet it's happening everywhere in the world. I do. Like, you don't see it because, people don't want to put their heads up. But the people I knew who were doing it weren't criminals. They were just doing it because they could.
Right.
Oh, I've got nerdy friends in England that I know are doing that stuff, and it's like, hey man, just be safe.
Yeah, just don't get caught. Don't tell me about it. Like, I only know about that stuff because I saw some of it.
Yeah.
Here's a wild sort of instructional, right? If you don't post your felonies on Twitter, it's really hard to get arrested for them.
Yes.
What a crazy idea.
What's that offset guy? Just like, shut the fuck up. Just shut up. Like,
don't talk to cops.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's there's a handful of people who will get arrested for things that don't happen on the internet. But generally, if it happens on the internet, there's a log. And if there's a log, it's probably going to wind up in some government's hands eventually. So you should probably just not post that stuff to your Twitter account.
Actually. Like, I think that, and then like some of the people that I know were really blatant about it. Like one guy would just like, he would print ARs. And and this is before ARs really, like, the U-bar existed, before all of the good designs existed. I think he had basically a file for like a mil-spec lower, like totally regular mil-spec lower. And he would just print these in Canada and just like walk into the woods for a couple miles, test them. They would always break and he'd just leave. Like, he was just doing this for fun.
Right.
Yeah, you gotta have hobbies.
Yeah.
I remember the good old days.
Yeah.
God.
And now you can just print a like an AR lower that'll work more or less indefinitely.
Now they've been proofed and version controlled, and so when you download the one that's been tested to 10,000 rounds, it's that same file was tested to 10,000 rounds, as opposed to just some STL file you found on the back page of the internet.
Yeah,
you know, and so
that is
in
one
the
thing.
IRC chat, good God,
yeah, just like Thingiverse, just like clear web. That is something that I think a lot of people don't know. The amount of testing that goes into things before they're released. Like, it is significant. It is a lot more than a lot of people would think.
Yeah, it's not universal, but it does happen extensively, and people have gotten really good about documenting and communicating that. As files move around, which is I'll plug the Gatalog here. It's a group that I'm pretty heavily involved with.
Yes,
they organize closed betas for developers to put together tests for new files that they're working on. And so people will join everyday people will join these beta tests, and they'll get the pre-release files and they'll print them out and they'll test them out and they'll give feedback, and then the dev can go and improve that. It's your standard product development sort of loop. And then the dev will take all of that, incorporate all the work, make their thing better, and finally they'll release it and it'll go out on one of the Gatalog pages. And so that way, look, it's source controlled all the way through its development. It gets released, and so there's like a 1.0 version. Everyone knows where that 1.0 version is, and so there's no excuse anymore to be like downloading stuff off of, I don't know, whatever back chat room that you're in, because it's out there on the public web. You can just go get it. And it's been validated and tested pretty thoroughly, so you can be generally assured that if you print something well, at least follow the instructions and read the instructions that are included in these things, you'll be able to successfully make whatever it is you're trying to make.
Yeah. Like I was going to say, like, everything that I've seen has been the amount of documentation with every like big release that I've seen. It's idiot proof for the most part.
Yeah. If you can read.
Yeah. And you don't buy the cheapest eBay parts kits with like shitty metallurgy and no heat treating.
That too.
Yes. Oof. Remember, OEM style does not mean OEM. OEM spec does not mean OEM.
God. Oh, yikes. Yeah. when the metal third-party parts you buy are the failure point and not the 3D print.
Yeah. I mean, like, heck, 3D printing was in the news not too long ago. Unfortunately, the guy who was using one was falsely accused. He was with me at the time, but Luigi Mangione supposedly used a DD, a Chairman 1 DD Glock 19.2 with a FTN3 suppressor. Obviously, it wasn't him. We were out fishing. Yep. We were in rural Idaho.
No, I remember you guys FaceTiming while you were doing that.
Yeah.
But Jesus. No, proven and effective.
Yeah, he definitely made that work.
But it goes to say again, like, anyone can do, like, the going out and just buying a Glock 19 slide with cash. You can just do that. It's not a serialized part. Like, it is not legally a gun.
Yeah, you don't even have to go out for it. They'll ship it to your house.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, right to your fucking door. You can expedite that shipping.
Yeah, you can get that shit for $100.
And less if you go to maf-arms.com and use the code Art of War for 10% off.
Hey. Something to quickly touch on, a particular project that is near and dear to my heart, the FGC-9. Has that evolved? I'm sure it has in recent years. Like, what does that look like these days for manufacturing it? Because for anyone that has lived under a rock the last few years, the FGC-9 is, I'd say, one of like the grails of the 3D printing gun space. It's something that is straight up designed to be printed in any corner of the earth, where you don't have access to parts kits, where you can't get a Glock slide for $100 on eBay. So you DIY the whole thing through the barrel and all of that. But has that process been simplified any further?
Yes and no. So the FGC9 with JStark's passing, JStark was the developer of the FGC9. We sort
RIP.
of curtailed most of that. Well, the name has sort of been curtailed. So I think we've all pretty well come under the agreement that, like, no one that we should just let that remain sort of his, as it were. Evolutions to the concept, I would say the Uritao is a pretty solid step beyond it. It's basically, I would surmise this as an FGC9 but bullpupped. So it's shorter. You got a standard, rifle length barrel, so you get better ballistics out of the thing. It performs a little bit better, in its utility. It's a little more complicated to build, but you can generally, like, you only manufacture the same parts that you used to, and it's become a little bit easier to manufacture them with like the format, because it's, instead of you welding together two round rods, you're now drilling a hole in a square rod and then plugging another square rod into it. So it's become a little bit easier to build, a little bit easier to manufacture, and then square rods are everywhere, and so it's become a little bit easier to source, and I think arguably just a little bit cheaper too. So I guess in the end, I think it's like a $450 build in the end, as opposed to a $500 build with the FGC9. So a little cheaper, looks a little sexier. It's a little more, cyberpunk futurist than the FGC9 was. And I think it performs almost as well as the FGC9 did. So yeah, styles have improved. The internals have improved. I think the functionality of the thing has remained about the same, because it's still, a blowback 9mm subgun-esque platform. Yeah, that's I think the nearest successor to it. I'm trying to think of another.
Urutao, I want to say, like,
the Uritao.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
I'm sorry. I was going to say, do you manufacture the barrel in the same way?
Yes, you can. Again, it's going to be a little more difficult because it's a longer barrel, but it's still, electrochemical rifling, where we're printing out the mandrel and eroding it away to create rifling.
So fucking cool.
Yeah, it's really wild. I need to do, because my YouTube channels keep getting deleted. I keep meaning to sit down and do a full video build of an FGC9 and Uritao from scratch, but good lord, trying to like, I would get halfway through recording and then poof, there goes the channel, and so then I have to wait a month before I can spin up another one and get past YouTube's like blocking. And then by that time I've like lost all the energy to finish the recording, or like where those initial recordings went to. So
you are not quite a very determined rebel who needs the thing,
right,
to fight for your future. You're a guy who's juggling multiple businesses and YouTube channels that go poof on you every time
for no reason.
they detect something. Yeah,
Jesus. Yeah.
Well, no, that's cool. I think that's always the thing. Like, I think a lot of people get confused on when they see, they'll see like a Glock, like a regular Glock slide on a 3D printed lower, and if they're new to the space, they're like, oh, well, it's just like, sure, you can print the lower. It's like, no, man, like this is a lot more than you might like. You see a lot of 3D printed Glocks because they're easy, and
especially in banned states.
Prolific.
Yeah, I volunteer at a gun club in a less than friendly state. And the amount of 3D printed Glocks, which obviously were made before the ban. Like, totally. Clearly they've been around forever, and they're grandfathered in. It's like half the guns I see.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, no, there's a fucking ton.
You talking about longevity? I've got the gun that was used as the thumbnail for the original DD19 release on the wall behind me, which I guess none of our listeners can see because they're listening and not seeing, but unfortunate. Oh well. But yeah, they last forever. So theoretically, it could have been done before the ban.
Yeah.
Nathan just told you they all were.
Oh yeah, totally.
Obviously, like I saw them, every single one of them. I saw them make that gun 2 days before the ban happened. They showed me personally. I'll testify that in court.
Your testimony is jury nullification.
That works too.
But that's the fun thing about printing. No one knows when you made something,
right? Except
also,
bamboo.
I'm not going to say that if you spray everything with automotive filler primer and just scuff it down, a couple times, it really does not look printed anymore. And you can't just get Rust-Oleum automotive filler primer in the automotive section at Walmart for less than $10 a can. I'd never suggest that, if you lived in a banned state.
No, not at all.
No, never.
God bless Rust-Oleum.
God bless Rust-Oleum, except for Rust-Oleum camo. It's too bright, in my opinion. I'm a Krylon supremacist, okay?
I need to paint more guns. That's what I need to do.
I shouldn't have been given access to Cerakote. I've become such an elitist now.
Yeah.
Do you do it yourself?
I do, yes. I have a big oven that my father-in-law welded, and it fucks. You can put like a full ass bolt action in it. You can put 5 bolt actions in it. It's great.
I love the quiet side quest of Nathan the Cerakote artist that like it leaks into episodes like once every 20.
Yeah.
It's like, oh yeah, Nathan does this now.
Yeah, no, it's fun. We opened the shop and did like a really big night vision contract of just like, I'm not joking, like probably 1,600 to 2,000 parts over a short period of time. And it's like, no, I don't want to do this anymore. Actually, I'm just going to do guns. And like now it's just like small stuff, like some volume if it comes, but other than that, it's just like, hey, I want my receiver to be like H.265 Field Dark Earth. I'm going to go do that now. If any of my friends want that, just give stuff and buy me coffee and I'll do it for them too. It's kind of that stuff. I want to get back into volume work, but we'll see in the future.
Yeah. Unfortunately, now that I've got you out west and I've got Nick the Lefty out east, I'm like, fuck, if I rattle can, like I've got a completely clean AR that
Bring it. I'll make it all guys lead. I'll make it all Gucci tan and bronze, and it'll look all peanut butter, and you'll look like a tier 1 operator. You'll look like someone who kills dudes for the American government.
I'm just gonna put this out there. Nothing goes harder. Nothing. No color combination on Earth goes harder than Hello Kitty pink.
Yes, agreed.
Hello Kitty pink and white.
Yes. Oh my God. So my very special someone has carried an HK VP9 with, like a Type 2 RMR and a TLR7 on it since time immemorial, like way before I knew her. But for obvious reasons, she works in an anti-gun state and has to like drive there and, leave her car all day in probably not a bad, but probably not a good area. So, of course, you don't want to take your like $1,500 pistol and just like leave it in your center con. So she leaves it at home, and she had a couple of weird experiences coming home. So I'm like, no, fuck it. I'm going to go and buy this $100 shit stick in a parking lot. This Taurus G3. So I got it. I'm like, well, this is not remotely gay enough. So took it to the Cerakote
I need to
shop.
make this so a woman can carry it.
Yep. Cherry purple, pink, white. And because she said that she doesn't want to carry something that's not an HK, I stenciled H and K on the slide. And it is so retarded.
I need pictures of this.
I'll send some to you later. It is an abomination. And it just sits in like this cheap dog shit We the People holster in the center.
Of all the people that should have access to a Cerakote shop, it's Nathan. I'm glad Nathan has this capability just to file any gun that comes into his possession, which is more than you would really ever expect. It's just like, right? Oh yeah, I just have this now. I'm like, okay.
Sure. If you're not regularly defiling your guns, what kind of a gun owner are you really?
Exactly. I made a Taurus worse, dude. That takes effort.
It really does.
I respect the fuck out of that. Actually, you definitely increase the value of it.
Yes, 100%.
Buy the value of the paint used.
Yeah.
I want to do something in the what does Glock do, or like the Glock resellers? Cal print.
Oh,
Like you buy the 43X like white with the black spots. I love that shit.
Why have I been seeing that? Like when I occasionally have like not gun bunnies, but you know, leading towards being a gun bunny type influences, like disgrace my feed. It's always cow print.
I don't know, but like in my heart of hearts, I really want like, you know, worst day of my life. You know, I'm at fucking Walmart or something. I'm at Rosar's, like buying milk, and you know, someone like 5 people break in with AR-15s and they start spraying. And you know, all you hear is yells of just like bump stock fire and Allahu Akbar, and I waste all of them somehow at 30 yards with my cow print Glock 43X. I really, really want that thing to be cow print. Like I think that adds a lot to it.
Yeah, no, I'm with you there. It needs to be horrifyingly hideous. It needs to be the worst gun imaginable. The only way you would make that worse is if you did them with a cow print man pistol.
Cow print what?
Man pistol. So a man pistol is like from the 1900s. It's a tiny vest pistol. It's like 2 inches. In fact,
yeah,
it's like 2 inches.
I love for people who can't see behind Alex.
Yep, there it is.
Oh my god, I want that. I want that. Oh my god, I would carry that everywhere.
Right, I have never heard those called a man pistol.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah,
that
it looks a lot like a Browning 25.
Yeah, they're all the same type of similar types.
Yeah.
But yeah, that in a cow print, and then it holds 6 rounds, so you just tap each of them at 30 yards.
Yeah, just like right in the back of the head.
Yeah, and then when you're done, you just drop the gun like a mic, and you walk off stage. You don't even wait for the cops or anything.
The Skyrim prompt comes up, stealth leveled up, 18. Like,
you've won, sir.
I mean, if enough of our listeners start cerakoting or painting their guns in awful ways, it's like statistically likely one of these will end up in the news eventually.
Oh, 100%. So.
It needs to be something painted horribly so that you know it's a joke and not something with like, I don't know,
just an unironic good job. Yeah.
Man, the arts and crafts effort needs to go up a step is what I'm saying.
Yeah. But you also need to be able to shoot good. Yeah. It's like that's the balance. Like awful looking gun, good shooting.
Yeah. I saw a little while ago, and then we're getting really off the rails here. This is nothing to do with 3D printing at all anymore. Someone tapped their Luger and they added an optic plate for an RMR to a Luger, and they were like shooting matches with it, and it was fucking awesome. And I want that.
I will give them points for shooting matches with the Luger.
Yeah, and they were good.
If they just tapped it to put an RMR on it and then left it on the shelf, I would be very angry.
But no, they were shooting matches with it, and not only did they tap it, they tapped like the reciprocating mass part. Like it was on the crossbar as part of the. So every time they shot, the RMR was pointing at the sky for just a second.
That's so hot.
And it looked good. It looked really good. Like I want to everyday carry a Luger with an X300 and an RMR on it.
Right.
Like. It's northern Idaho carry.
Man. The levels that we will sink to on this show never cease to amaze me.
You would use that straight that, and someone offered to trade me like a Mauser C96, like the stripper clip gun for one of my Glocks, and I regret to this day not taking him up on it. Like it was rechambered for 9mm.
For traded you for a what?
For just a Glock.
Oh, okay.
Like he was just an old dude at a gun show, and he had a Mauser C96 had been converted to take like top loading stripper clips. You know the Red 9 in Resident Evil 4?
Yeah.
It's just fucking that.
Nice.
Yeah. And I wanted to
terrifying,
get that thing.
But nice.
Yes. And put like an aim point acro on it.
I don't know how much you know about like the Mauser's like action, but it's barely strong enough for what it's chambered in.
Yeah.
I don't know that I would go. I don't know that I would step it up to 9 and be okay standing behind it. And this is from me, the guy who 3D prints guns. But that's
getting a bit crazy. That guy.
I wonder because I asked the same question to the Like I've got a local gun shop, Minuteman Gunsmithing in Potlatch. I'm doxing myself here, but they're fucking awesome. Like those dudes went to gunsmithing school for a long time, and they're wealths of knowledge. Like I know them to the point where we'll have like beer and pizza, and I'll just go over after work. But they had that Luger on the shelf, and I'm like, yo, would this work? Can I feed hot ammo through it? And apparently, yeah. Like it was designed for plus P9, like modern loads of plus P. Obviously, we're talking about the Luger, not the C96, two totally different guns. But it made me really want one. I guess German metallurgy is just like good, I guess.
Yeah,
hey,
they did
Kraus Space Magic, dude.
Yeah,
they did it different over there.
Yeah.
They did do it different.
They did a lot of different things.
Yeah, no one touch that, please. I have enough editing to do as is.
Let that one slide.
Oh fuck. You guys can't see Mr. Ctrl+Pew's chat for this episode, but yeah,
I'm proud of myself. I'm holding myself back, not making these jokes.
Hey,
out
I am
loud.
too, man. You're like, all right, sidebar.
Yeah, sidebar. Pulls his gun out of his ass, like this like turn of the century. Is that the entire thing full of Saturday Night Specials? He's got like a U.S. General toolbox, as well as probably about 50 guns are visible.
Yeah, the top drawer
60 guns are visible now. Right? 70.
The top drawer is full of Glocks. The second drawer is full of random stuff I couldn't find room for. I just have a smattering of all of my pistols in here.
That's really fucking funny.
My favorite Armalite, the AR-24.
That's badass.
It's a Turkish CC-75 that Armalite contracted back in like 2005. Yeah, I have a lot of silly guns in there.
I love that.
Oh.
I'm slowly but surely entering my silly gun era.
Yeah.
I was
I
boring
mean, you're getting a
utilitarian for too long.
fucking SA-80.
That's pretty silly.
I mean, I say getting, and you already have it. I'm pretty sure.
I do. Yeah. It's built.
I
think I'm gonna shoot it for the first time tomorrow. The AKB.
Yes. Dude, I really want you to get an MP5 now. I think I sent you that link for $875 Mac MP5s. Not Mac.
3D print one.
You can also 3D print them.
I've heard that they are like shockingly good.
Yes, dude. I cannot go back to other PCCs. Like I can't. Like I think the only one that I shot that was remotely as like flat and good was a B&T something. I don't know. Like some obscenely expensive piece of like Swiss engineering.
If you're gonna fuck with a subgun, like you should get something iconic because you can get any kind of shaped like 9mm spitter you want. Like it's got to be an MP5. I could go for an AK9.
Get a Tech 9.
Yeah, but roller delay and the fact you can make them 3 position selectable super safe.
Yeah, that kind of kicks the shit out of that.
Yeah,
I still say Tech 9.
Tech 9 vibes very.
I will own a Tech 9 before the end of the decade.
You have to get the one with like the vent hole shroud on it too.
Yep.
Yeah.
Street
no
sweeper
optics, no
thing.
nothing.
Full on. What is it? Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah, they had one at Advanced Warfighting Solutions forever ago, and that
we
gun
finger fucked that thing a
so
lot.
Fun.
It was like while we were visiting AWS, like it was in one of our hands basically the whole time.
Yeah.
Or a listener. It's like,
as
hey,
it should be.
Yeah, I have the talking stick now.
I'm trying to
okay, to get us back on track a little bit. Like, how did you get into this, dude? Like, what did you just wake up one day and you're like, I 3D print? You can just make a fucking gun. Like, what? I don't want to say like what radicalized you, but what radicalized you?
The U.S. government, actually.
Yeah.
Rise. So I did 6 years in the Army. I was an Army reservist.
Yeah.
And then I volunteered for an active duty deployment. And then I continued to volunteer for more active duty deployments. So I spent my 6-year contract. I did 5 of those on active duty, just farting around in different places. But I went in as logistics, so I got to run the arms room. So I got to play with guns all day long. And I enlisted at 17, and so I didn't really have a lot of exposure to guns before that, except in video games. And then my first exposure was, hey, look at this pile of machine guns. play with it as much as you want, go shoot as much as you want. And so I did a lot. And I'm that kind of a nerd who would have taken shop class, but my school stopped offering it because it was too expensive to continue running. And so, I didn't get to build anything or like really do much of that. And so, when I sort of got on my own as an adult and I had the space and money to, be able to start doing some of that, I got really heavy into, well, I guess I'm skipping around a little bit. So military, logistics, running the arms room, playing with guns.
This explains a lot suddenly.
Yeah, that's why my office looks like it does. Less olive green, but we're getting there. Anyway, so playing with guns. I also got drafted into just doing odd jobs that they need to fill in. So I did tech stuff because it was a very natural thing for me as a young person to get into. And so that sort of combined as I left the military, as I got into my regular life with money and a little bit of space, I got into being able to build things and put things together. And that sort of got me down this road of like, oh, there's this neat thing that lets me build other things for like not a lot of energy, which is the early 3D printers. And so I built one of the early when you had to call people and say, hey, can you print this thing for me, internet person, and mail it to this address, and I'll mail you like $100 or something. And they're like, yeah, sure, whatever. And then a week later a suspicious package shows up that wasn't drugs this time, really. And and you unwrap it and there's all these plastic weirdly shaped bits of stuff, and then you put it together with this bunch of stuff you got from the hardware store, and then you had a 3D printer. And so it's just an extension of that. And then I discovered, wait, you can 3D print guns. Wild.
Yeah.
I guess that's something I should try. And so, it just sort of evolved from there. These two things that I really enjoyed and spent a lot of time with and formed most of my life, which is guns and tech, sort of merging together into this one thing that I can do. And then, so kind of early on in the days of the movement, I saw a problem of, we're in this IRC chat room for 20 hours a day, hanging out and being weird. But everyone's just dropping files in here into the Git repo, and no one knows what any of this stuff is. And there's a bunch of duplicate stuff. So wouldn't it be nice if, we organize this in some way? And we started putting out information to get people to 3D print faster, because that was the problem in the day. Was 3D getting your printer set up was actually, a multi-day chore. And it's where a lot of people said, nah, this ain't for me. And so, we started putting out information and collecting stuff places that people could actually find it. And then we're at today where, we're still doing more of that, just a little bit larger, a little bit more ambitious, with, a lot more industry backing than we had previously. And the annoying bit is like we had to start a company to prove that it was viable to do, and then a bunch of other companies have come in since then. So it's been an amusing road so far.
Yeah.
The company is Math, by the way. That's
yeah, you have a bunch of companies now. I don't know if I should dox. I don't know what you're comfortable saying what's affiliated with you.
So there's Math, which we've talked about doing gun parts for the people. There's Part and Trap, which is a 3D printing company. We have an SLS nylon printer.
That's fucking awesome.
So we've currently contracted with a bunch of different developers, not contracted, so to speak, but like we're hosting a lot of files for them and getting them and making producing their stuff on their behalf. And it's the printer that we've got is one of the ones that like NASA would buy, or like Boeing. So it's a pretty high-end printer that we're putting together. So that's Part and Trap. Awesome. Then there's Pew, which we've talked about. What others? There are so many now that I'm struggling to keep them all.
Do you think Part and Trap will ever get into like metal printing?
There is a discussion about that later, but basically metal printing is a $500,000 investment in the printer and then another
Yeah.
$2 or $3 million in your facility.
Yes.
Like
That's
it's
before you
not
have
a
any other
yeah.
material.
Like
Yeah.
plastics are easy because plastics aren't constantly trying to kill you. The metal
Yes.
machines, like it's dust, and so you aerosolize metal dust, and then you breathe
Yes.
it, and now you can't breathe anymore.
It's an ocean nightmare.
Yeah, and so that's a whole other problem.
Yeah.
To sort out.
I didn't actually think about that at all because like
Yeah.
I know like industrial machinery is the natural enemy of the Chinaman.
Yeah.
So I've seen enough live leak, but
Right.
I think getting killed by the slow cancers of a printer versus being chopped up in a lathe, I think cancer is a worse way to go.
Yeah, I would rather have it done. Like I would rather be shot than stabbed. You know,
Yeah,
if you're getting stabbed, you got to be there the whole time.
yeah,
I'd rather be stabbed than getting eaten by a lathe because, like, you know, you got to spin around the thing 7 or 8 times before you
Those
finally
videos are
depart.
rough.
Yeah, it's
yeah.
wild. I mean, should I just go down the list?
Yes, just do it.
So there's another project, not really a company, just a project called Open Tool Wall. Basically, I wanted a tool storage, like a vertical storage wall, gun wall, tool wall thing. But I didn't want to pay $500 a square foot for it. And so I figured out a way to 3D print a bunch of brackets and hooks and then build the thing for about $50 a foot. So I think it's less than that, actually. I got to redo the math. It's pretty cheap when you break it all down.
Yeah,
Which I don't remember which one of you is in the Discord for that, but that'll be coming along soon. It'll
That
have
was
its
me.
website up.
Yeah, almost certainly.
yeah.
It'll. I'm planning on launching the website before this podcast goes out, so
Yes.
hopefully.
So
we'll get that
what's
done.
the URL? What's it going to be?
It's opentoolwall.com.
Yes.
Very simple and straightforward. It is what it is.
Yeah.
And then the general concept is I'm going to release all the bracketing that I've made along with blanks that anyone else can build off of. So with a little bit of CAD knowledge, you can build whatever you want. If you want a DeWalt battery holder for your wall, whatever, it doesn't matter. Do what you want. As long as you continue to share the stuff freely and openly, that's the only requirement.
Yes. I like the openness, like the open source of the printing world. We'll get into that. We'll get into that later.
And then my one ask for that project is if you do make something, come back to the website, share it, and that way it becomes easier to find for everyone else. Yeah. And then I've got a social media project called Posting Script. It's automation for social media, completely detached from all the gun stuff that we're doing.
Yeah.
It's straight tech nightmare. But basically it's automating your entire social media presence. So every app that exists for social media, if you have an account on it, we can make posts for it in an automated manner. So that way, because like my problem, I'm running social medias for 7-8 companies. It takes me, if I were to just post content all day, it would take me 4 hours to do it. And so I need to not do that myself. So I built a company to do it for me.
I just love how like you listing these. It's like, yeah, so I encountered a problem and I didn't want to use someone else to fix it, so I just made this and now it's a thing.
Yeah,
and another baby I have to feed and nurture.
Right.
I love the venture capitalism of it all.
God, I hope so. I hope some of it pays off. That'd be nice. But no, Open Tool Wall was just like, I didn't want to spend the money, and it was literally cheaper for me to design brackets than it would be to buy them from somebody.
My mind jumps to the IKEA Scatus, is it? Just like I had an IKEA slat wall for a little bit, and I tried to make it work for guns, and it did not.
Yeah, the other, I had one of those too. My problem, that the little grooves that you put your stuff in kept breaking.
Yeah,
because I'm trying to hang 20 pounds of guns off of like 1 square inch of fiberboard.
Yeah,
it just didn't work out.
This is made for cute little European tools, not your British firearms.
Look, I don't have Barbie's first toolkit. Although that would be another good like inspiration for gun paint. So Nathan, take that one in your pocket.
Right back to Bobby Pink.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's posting trips thing was like I have accounts on every social media platform, like all of them, and so that's a lot of
Ctrl+Pew Truth Social.
Yeah, there is one. I have a Ctrl+Pew Truth. I have a Ctrl+Pew Rumble for everyone who's going to chime in.
I was about to
YouTube
ask if you were on Rumble, more as a joke than anything.
Yeah, God, I hate them. Anyway, yeah. So I have social medias everywhere, and you know, a lot of these are places that will never get automation from other companies who charge you $600 a month to do corporate social media automation. So I'm just going, well, I can make my own and just cover all the bases and then monetize it.
Probably not a bad idea, all things considered. There's a lot of money in that.
Yeah, why not?
Undercut these motherfuckers.
Right?
Love it.
I mean, for $20 a month, I'll cover everything. Whatever.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Fuck 'em.
Don't quote me on the price, but we're still figuring it out. Yeah. So that's cooking. And then I'm one of those sort of vaguely creative types who will just start thinking of stuff, and then I'll have a really horrifying design or concept or idea that I can't put anywhere else. And so that's where Intrusive Shirts comes in. It's a weird shirt company that makes horrible shirts that some of you may find funny. So
from what I've seen of them, they seem incredibly on brand for every listener I've ever met of this show.
Yes.
So.
intrusiveshirt.com. Shirt, no, not plural. Yeah, it's horrifying. That stuff came out of my brain and the brains of a couple other people I know. And so we just decided to collect it all there because we couldn't figure out what else to do with it. And it's one of the, you get that creative idea and then you're like, I can't move past this. I have to put it into the world somewhere.
Yeah.
And so that seemed like a very easy way to offload that.
Those are my favorite brains where it's like, I think a lot of creatives, like they have an idea and they're just like, I just gotta let that die so I can focus on my other stuff. And then the kind you're describing where it's like, I had an idea and it must exist so I can get it out of me. Like it can't just fade. It has to be a thing completed, put on a shelf, and then it exists.
Yeah. I appreciate that a lot because I'm the opposite way. Like I'll get 3/4 of the way to the idea and then I'll just abandon it.
Yeah, dude. I feel that so fucking bad and it sucks.
It's like so many shirt and everything designs that I'm like, yeah, this is a banger. I want this to exist so I can wear it. Or something similar, like the kill litterbugs thing, which might happen eventually. Yeah, I just made that because someone littered around here, and I'm just like, I want to send you death threats, but I'll get arrested.
Instead, B.R will just print some stickers.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, it should be a shirt. Kill litterbugs on the front, and on the back it should say, "This is a threat."
I mean this. I can be legally held accountable by this threat.
Yes. Like, you can hold me accountable in a court of law.
Please hold me legally accountable, senpai uwu.
I have killed 68 litterbugs so far. Only full legal force from a SWAT team will stop me.
Yeah.
God. Are we the baddies?
No,
I don't think so.
I can always convince myself I'm in the right. I am God's strongest litterbug here. After Nathan, of course.
After Nathan.
Oh my God. I will not talk about the things that I did to the local litterbug, but I will say he moved. I hope it was because of me.
He did not get shot is the surprising end of that story.
He did break down crying in front of me, though. It was very weird. So I want to say my little campaign of psychological torture for legal reasons this happened in Roblox worked. He absolutely knew it was me, and then he cried and apologized a bunch.
Can you imagine Nathan making someone cry?
Yeah, Wild. It was very weird.
It seems very on brand, but like I feel like there's a darkness in you that just might.
If you fucking litter, absolutely.
Years of pent-up rage from forced Canadian niceness. Oh, Nathan's about to shoot someone for real.
That's not SWAT. They don't ring the doorbell.
No one should be ringing my doorbell. Let me get 3 guns and then answer.
I was waiting because of the little mirror in the background. I was waiting for him to like reach for a suspiciously gun-shaped object, pull it back in frame.
We had an episode before where Nathan stepped off to answer the door, and just completely absent-mindedly, I was probably editing at like 11 at night, and I just decided, because it was funny to me, to, instead of neatly editing this out, oh, it's Ryson. But instead of neatly editing out Nathan's doorbell getting rang, I decided to just edit in machine gun fire and then screaming.
Just screaming! Get on the fucking ground!
Yeah,
show me your fucking hands!
And then cut right back into the episode with no context given. I completely forgot I did it. And then people were like, yeah, BR, what the fuck was that? I was like, oh yeah, Nathan got raided. Anyway.
That is really funny. It was a very late FedEx delivery for anyone who was curious. That was
like Ryson.
Like weirdly late. Normally they come like 4 hours ago. It is indeed Ryson.
Beautiful. I want a taste sample.
Yes, I'm going to make some tea with it right now.
Hell yeah.
Nathan, what were you going to ask about file sharing or something a second ago?
I don't fucking know. That was like 30 thoughts ago.
Fuck. It was something about the process of like democratizing files, but if we don't have it,
the free and open source, like what does that mean? Why is that so important? I'm really curious about like that. Seems like a big thing in GunCat, and while I really appreciate it, you should explain kind of to our listeners that don't really know anything about it. What does FOSS mean?
Yeah, so FOSS is free and open source. Generally, it means that the authors are putting their source material out there for you to build off of or sort of expand on. Yeah, it was sort of one of those foundational tenets of GunCAD, because everything sort of was shared around for free. And I think most of us have decided to really just continue in that fashion, primarily because if we started paywalling off the files, like it would be like, who would pay money? I'm sure some people would. I'm sure people do. But really, like, it would be weird to pay money for, a gun file and then have it like break on you and other things. So that's probably not putting it well.
No, I think that makes sense. Like the whole venture from the start has been like a very like, not groupthink is completely the wrong word, but like crowdsourced venture. Like it's
kind of
it's usually a community project of some description.
Yeah, I'll build on that. So it started as a community sort of. It's a very. The whole thing stems from the community itself. Like you have the developers who do the project, and that's, and they get their accolades for that. But without the community around them really helping them refine it and move forward, the project really doesn't go anywhere. And so, sort of as a thanks to that community, I think that's why most people are continuing in the free and open source bit of it. And I think, I feel like I generally just dislike charging. Like it's such a foreign idea that I don't really have the words for it.
No, I love how, like, because it has been for years been so foundational to the whole movement. I mean, as you kind of explained in this episode, going back to the very first 3D printers, you had to have someone else help you make the thing in the first place. Like, they had to have a 3D printer to print stuff, so then you could have a 3D printer. And that kind of like pay it forward thing seems to be pretty integral in the space. It's all open source. It's all like sharing and improving on things that people are putting out there. And that is quite counter to, I think, something that we talk about on this show a fair bit is like just how consumerist the firearm space can be. It's always like a danger. Like, we're all here to spread the idea of being, either a prepared citizen, an armed citizen, all that good stuff. And then the normal gun industry is so much like, well, if you just buy this thing, you'll be better and more equipped and safer,
Right.
which to some small degree is true. Like, you can buy capability in small ways, but it's so overblown where it's just like, spend more money, be more better, be more safer, stress less because you have a fat wallet that will protect you from the world.
Right.
And like the 3D printed gun space, conversely, is just like, do you want a gun? We can get you a gun. You'll have to make it, but
Yeah.
here is everything you need to know. Now you can make a gun, and now you can teach other people how to make a gun. And it's just like I think it's what freaked out a lot of the gun industry when 3D printers first became so prolific, was like, oh fuck, yeah, we're trying to put out this thing. Oh fuck, they've already designed it from like a photo we put up an hour ago.
Right.
Like,
the best part is that some of us didn't even have a photo. It was just an idea, and then we beat them to it, and then invalidated their patent.
Oops.
Oh well.
Yeah.
They
Does
still
it
paid
invalidate
$30,000 to get the
patents
patent, but whatever.
if you have a design that existed before someone files a patent, does it invalidate it? Because that's interesting. I've been following the super safety stuff very closely.
Yeah,
and
if your design predates the patent is not valid, even if it was issued.
Interesting. That's good to know.
So if they take you to court, or you can take them to court preemptively and invalidate their patent. Either way, you have to go to court.
Which is always fun.
Which is always annoying.
Yeah.
So the super safety, and I might be speaking a little bit out of turn. I don't know too much about it, but with Hoffman's case, my understanding is they filed a complaint against Hoffman's work, but the way they described how Hoffman's work worked in relation to their patent isn't how his thing actually worked, and so the complaint is invalid.
From what I saw, they actually went back and modified their original patent in several ways to kind of encompass the super safety.
Right.
And in doing so,
it's a thing you can't do in patent. On my understanding, you can't expand the scope of your original patent. You can only narrow it.
Yes. So from my understanding from the Hoffman video, what they did in narrowing the scope to cover the super safety was making their original patent non-workable. Like all of the functions they put together actually fundamentally did not function, which invalidates their patent on its own. So I'm hoping that comes out.
Not
in
the patent, the complaint.
The complaint, anyway. Yes, my bad.
So they may have a valid patent still, but not a valid complaint against Hoffman.
Yeah.
But then there's some other stuff that may invalidate their claim, their patent later. Depending on how it's read, because there's like a patent for a 1911 that from like the 1920s that does this. And so I don't quite know where things are going to fall, and I'm not well versed enough in the law to really speak authoritatively on it. I think it's funny though. I hope Hoffman is taking this with the grain of humor that he should.
Yes, I agree.
The appropriate advice.
Apparently, he was sent to C&D as well, which is weird because he doesn't sell anything.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't matter if you sell, because the patent is. Wait a minute. Maybe I'm getting this because I know there's a trademark thing which is make, sell, or distribute.
Yeah, and he would technically be distributing if it's up on his website. I don't know if it is.
Yeah, I don't know if it is either, and I don't know if that same rule applies to patent. Yeah, there's a lot.
I remember seeing a thing a little while ago, and fuck Rare Breed, fuck Delta Team Tactical. I believe they're a subsidiary of Rare Breed. I remember seeing one of the owners going like absolutely crashing out on a Facebook comment thread saying that anyone who downloads the file or prints a super safety for personal use, he's going to go after them as well.
I mean, he's welcome to try. It's just going to cost him a bunch of money.
Yeah, I was going to say, suck my dick from the back, fucker.
Right.
Like, I was going to say, will this guy's wife please fuck him and like take the problem off our hands? Holy fuck.
I mean, his lawyer, I'm sure, is like, no, don't. Keep going.
Yeah. I believe that they are lawyers, or they're like, I know their office is in a lawyer's office. Like that would make
a lot of sense.
Yes.
They're like, you should sue these guys, and then you should sue these guys.
Yeah.
But
C&D everyone.
it's just like the idea of going after someone for making something that may or may not invalidate a patent. That again, they narrowed it over it retroactively,
Right.
and then like suing someone for making one for
be,
personal use, like kill yourself. Actually, just like eat a bullet.
To be fair, right?
Yeah.
To give because there is a popular like notion of I want to hate these people.
Yeah.
To be fair, they spent the money to get the patent.
Yes.
Same way you would spend money to get a trademark or copyright. And if you're not hyper litigious about your patent, trademark, or copyright, then you're going to lose it. Period.
This is true. That
so
being said, they're going after.
If you're not overtly being hostile to people like that, then you're kind of waiting for that money. You just set that money on fire, and why'd you bother in the first place? On the other hand, you can do it without being a cunt.
Yes,
I think I can say that on here, right?
Oh,
yes. Oh, dude, 100%.
We use it fairly rarely, but it is used.
Yeah, I feel like it applies.
Yeah,
I know. I know that like they went around the GOA convention.
Oh my god!
Giving out C&Ds
handing out
to people.
C&Ds left and right.
I didn't see that guy. I was there. I didn't see him doing it, but I saw it after. I was like,
oh, I think there would have been violence if I saw him. I feel.
Oh,
like,
dude, 100%. That dude would have got his tires punched.
Like
I would have called him a cunt.
Would have pissed into his gas tank.
Like I've met Hoffman and he's a fun kid. Like
he's so nice.
He's a super nice kid.
Yeah. He's on the short list of people we want on, and he's agreed. I just have to not like un-ADHD myself and reach out to him again.
Fair enough. But yeah, he's one of a handful of people I would do violence for.
Yes.
And like if I saw him get C&D'd, I probably would have smashed some tires or something, because like that's not cool.
Yeah, you're getting a spark plugged through your window, fucker.
Probably.
No.
Don't actually do this. This is just
all of this
ventilation
is
of Minecraft. But
it is a comedic expression of frustration that we would never fully execute.
Humorous and satirical, and you know this because we started by calling him a cunt.
I would never suggest putting an angrily worded note on his windshield and then pissing on it so he has to touch your piss.
And you know what?
I've never done that to anyone, especially the block over that littered.
All of this negativity about unpopular people, just another 2 trillion to Israel, guys. So sorry for even like the aggressive speech was probably threatening. So the Israel joke was better in my head.
It's fine. We'll forgive you this time. Just another 5 million to Israel.
just a small penance of $5 million to Israel to make up.
Well, very small. That's just like a drop in the donation bucket.
Pittance. Right? It won't even afford 1 mag of ammunition to wipe out terrorist children.
Could you imagine?
They're throwing rocks. Okay, that makes them a hostile.
Beautiful. Well, shit, guys, we're coming up on 2 hours here, but Mr. Ctrl+Pew, is there anything else we should hit before we start to get out of here?
Oh, Jesus. I mean, a quick recap, right? Go if you're interested in getting started in 3D printing, go to the guide.Ctrl+Pew.
Dude, I think another business you should open. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Another business?
Another business, like your 8th company, cat ears for the furries. Just like they can buy all their parts from the same site that they can buy their cat ears from.
That's actually a pretty good idea.
So
cringy hentai stickers.
Back
along with pause kits.
In 2020, an outfit called Weapon Outfitters started doing their...
We know Roy.
Yeah, we do know Roy.
Their cat girl calendars.
Yes.
And alongside that, they did tactical cat ears.
Yes.
I thought they were joking. I made a set of 3D printable cat ears that you can Velcro to your helmet.
That's the funniest shit.
And so that did happen. The files are out there somewhere. I'll find them.
I've seen them in use. Mm-hmm. The Weapon Outfitters and yours.
That's really funny.
I say mine are better, but you know.
I saw them in Arizona, which only speaks to the Arizona shooting scene, which is probably one of the zanier ones.
Slightly more
I
cat
believe
girl
that.
heavy than other other
we
locales.
we got them out in Phoenix.
Yeah.
You want cat boys with Scar 17s? You got it.
Nah, I'm okay.
Come out to the desert, baby. We'll show you a good time.
I keep getting invited to the DEF CON shoot, but I'm not in Vegas.
Yeah.
Which I do need to go. It's on my calendar at some point in the next year to go to Vegas and hang out with the bros, but we'll see.
Man.
Maybe SHOT Show.
Yeah.
Who knows?
SHOT Show. Are you going this year?
I don't know yet. I haven't seen things open up, and I don't know that they would give me a media pass.
We'll talk off air.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm certainly not going to pay them for a booth for one of the companies because there are a few things I dislike more than the NSSF, primarily because of their position on 3D printed guns.
Yeah.
That, along with them proudly, actually, no, I shouldn't get into that There's a lot of bad things about NSSF.
Just another.
I don't even know who they are.
The main people that put on SHOT, dude.
I did not know that.
National Suckers Shooting Foundation.
Yeah, National
Stick Suckers
Sucking
Foundation.
Several. I don't know. I'm trying to think of a euphemism for penis, but
Stick
I
Suckers.
Yes. My brain is not brain today.
That's fine. I'll allow it.
Wait, so where were we with wrapping up?
SHOT Show.
SHOT
Vegas. Cat girls, cat boys.
There we go. Maybe see you in Vegas, that awful fucking hellhole.
My computer is beeping at me because Nathan is texting me. Anyway, so wrapping up, go to the guide.Ctrl+Pew.com.
Yes.
Learn how to 3D print guns. Stick around on Ctrl+Pew and, stay tuned for videos about building guns and all of the reviews that come along with those.
Yes.
Subscribe to channel number 13.
Yeah, YouTube channel number 3. I'm not even going to bother plugging the channel. Just follow the link on the website to get to the channel.
Yes.
I'll update the link on the website. I can't do anything about YouTube being YouTube.
Totally
Yeah.
fair.
They'll probably delete me again in about 5 more minutes. I haven't checked today if the channel still exists. But we'll see.
There's some liberal arts student intern at YouTube that just has a fucking hate boner for printing guns.
Oh, I'm sure.
Lizard.
God. I
Just
hate that
banning
so
the
much.
Ctrl+Pew.
Instagram was like that for a while.
Yeah, I remember that. We got banned like 6 times. It's been a couple of years, but
I'm on my 12th B.R account. It's fucking ridiculous.
Wild.
Yeah.
And this one's been shadow banned at 14.2k for 3 years.
Yeah. We're constantly shadow banned.
I'm just stuck.
Can't
It's what
escape
is.
it. You're just stuck in this hole of whatever.
It's fun.
Yeah. Visit MAFcorp, maf-arms.com. Use the code ARTWAR. Save some money, get some parts, build some guns. Be a cool kid.
Beautiful. Hell yeah.
And then I don't know. What else? Should I talk about?
Your various businesses. Plug yourself, and then our last. I know that you have already done that, but Part and Trap.
Tune in for another hour of going through. So Part and Trap, 3D printing gun parts. We did just release an MP5 grip that takes AR-15 fire control components. That's neat.
If you have an MP5 or want an MP5, you know what you can do with an AR-15 fire control group? Super safety. You make your MP5 very, very safe.
Open tool wall is another one. If you want a gear wall and you want to do it cheap, head there. Intrusive shirts, if you want horrifying shirts that you probably can't wear in public or would embarrass your mom, go there.
I make a point of wearing shirts like that to team meetings. It's my thrill in life.
Right? The more HR complaints you can get, the better.
Rack them up, boys.
This is a sidebar. I did have a guy write in and tell me that he got written up at work because the Ctrl+Pew merch was not work appropriate.
Eat shit.
Yeah, so I made him a shirt that says this is a work appropriate shirt, and the shirt it small text work appropriate shirt, very large QR code. And you scan the QR code, it takes you to a website that I bought just for this one gag called iheartjob.org. Yeah. And I had one of the early AI models just generate me like 600 lines of like work affirming like phrases and string
That's
them all
so
together.
good.
Yeah. And everywhere it would say like, I really like, and then whatever job it is, like HR reception, right? Except it just has in brackets job. Right? Like it forgot to autofill it, and it just continues and just scrolls like for infinitely. And so I did get another complaint from that company about that shirt. I'm like, what do you want, man? So
I did this for you.
Yeah, I did this for you guys, and you're gonna spit in my face. So anyway, that was the gag. Sidebar. Anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Well,
good times.
We do have one last thing for you before we get out of here, and that is, of course, dad advice for the listeners, as if they are your small children gazing into your eyes looking for guidance.
I should have practice at this, because I do have 2 children who are adults now. They're well on their way in life. Dad advice. A singular piece of dad advice.
Anything you like.
Anything you like.
Set them up for success, failure, misery, happiness, despair.
Buy a 3D printer and take it out of the box.
Yes. That's pretty good.
Use it. Don't let it rust. Don't let it rust.
Yeah. Does that count as 2 pieces of dad advice? Because you have to do it. You buy it and then you take it out of the box.
Dad advice can be consumerist in nature.
That's fine. Get a 3D printer. Take it out of the box. Don't be like some people.
And sometimes too, and like if you have no interest in printing guns, I have found it so useful. And like, hey, I need this like very particular socket that I don't own, and I don't want to go to Harbor Freight. Like, hey, wife wants to put up like a cat tree and wants it to bolt to the wall. Cool, I'm going to make some brackets. Like,
when my kids were young, they'd lose the battery covers to remotes all the time.
Yeah,
they're made of
little
plastic.
shit like that. God, it's so useful,
right?
Like the amount, and yes, guns also,
and guns.
Yeah, as well as dad advice. I have one other question, if that's okay. And I've been
I am married.
I'm going to make it happen.
Can't help you.
Shit. Okay, never mind. I was going to say, can I be your son?
Sure, why not? Fuck it.
Okay. Now you got
Honey,
3.
we were adopting.
Okay. In all seriousness, as well as dad advice, and BR, I know you hate this. This is going to be a thing. I want to know, like, have you read any good books or like media? Just like what's the last piece of media you consumed, be it a book, a movie, a fucking play, I don't care, that you're just like, yes, I want other people to enjoy this?
Is it weird if I said the guide.controlpew.com?
No, that is indeed a piece of media.
God, I don't know.
I don't consume media.
I really don't. Like
that's okay. You can blank this. You can say the guide.controlpew.com. That is a very valid answer.
No, I take that back. The last piece of media that I think is oddly useful is the README that comes in the download package for the Glock 19s, the DD19s. Read the README, you twats.
Okay, good. That is pretty good.
Yeah. Outside of that, I don't know. I don't really. When I do work, I have stuff on, but it's all background noise.
Yeah.
And so, I don't watch much TV or read much because I just don't have time.
That's totally fair.
I was telling you guys in the pre-show, like my life revolves around like 12 notebooks that I have to carry around all the time. So
I respect that immensely.
My reading is only my own schizophrenic thoughts.
Yeah, my own poor handwriting that I can barely read.
I will leave everyone with go read House of Leaves. Thank you so much for coming on. I really appreciate your time.
Thanks for having me.
We've been talking about it for like 4 years and it just hasn't happened.
Yeah.
So I appreciate the fact that we finally made this line up.
Yeah, anytime. Next time I do a fun project, I get ready to release a fun project, we'll have to come back and
Yes,
tell you
I
about it.
agree. You're more than welcome on any time.
Or you guys
it will not
should
be
come
4
down.
years.
Yeah,
You guys should come down, and then we'll do a range day.
that actually sounds
yeah.
fucking awesome.
Phil and I are within
Yeah.
driving distance, and we can bug Nathan about that.
Yeah, I can come down sometime. That'd be nice. And figure out the real ID thing. I see a cat disappearing behind you.
Anywho, I'm gonna get us out of here. So, thank you so much, Alex, for joining us. It's been a pleasure. It will not be 4 years before we have you on again. Much
Genuinely,
love.
if you have a project or something like that, and you want to be like, "Hey, I want to talk about this with the boys," just come on.
For sure.
You're open door.
Absolutely. All right, so Ctrl+Pew, go and print some guns. Check out his stuff in the description, the many, many, many companies he runs, and all that good stuff. All right, well, thank you guys for listening, and we'll see you next time. I fucked this up, so...
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.